Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the new best game series, good series game that has the title to be determined. Welcome to the Gavin Masters Plays Raid again for the first time Variety Hour, where it's a variety of things we have to achieve, and we only have an hour to do it, and I'm wasting time. So we get compensation gifts. That's always fun. We'll be able to use that. We've got our day 4, and this is what I've been looking forward to. Now that we got our day 4 bonus, we can gear out Hale in his stuff just as soon as we finally get through the deluge of pop-ups of various things. And I say this like I'm complaining. It's all free stuff. It's hard to complain about the free stuff. I'm not complaining about the free stuff, Plarium. Keep it coming. So, market's open. We are keeping our eyes open for Armiger if he happens to be here, or just any shards we happen to see. We are at 300 gems. That's 500 shy of where we want to be. We've also got the daily logins, which didn't even kick in yet. So we got an extra book. Not too shabby. We don't necessarily need to claim all this stuff yet. I often come in and claim stuff that I don't want to get forgotten that isn't time sensitive. But other stuff, wow, this is really time sensitive. We'll start with Arena because of that. I think that's the way to go. So let's head to the arena. We'll see if the fights are still doable. Come to think of it, we should even check the challenges. This is often a good place to start once you have the quests available. So on the dailies are the same. Come to think of it, we don't have the advanced yet. This is something that's difficult for me to get used to as an endgame player. We do have challenges here. We don't even have the special forge. Let's check in. That's what we should do. Always check in with your clan. You also get a nice little bonus for coming to this screen, so check in with the clan. Say hello, if you like. Hello, clan, and give them a little smiley face, or an extra smiley face. So yeah, arena. These teams still look reasonably easy to do. And what I'm also going to do with the new gear we just got, which I probably should get on top of. I mean, even this time limited stuff, it's not like it was going to expire in the next hour. But we only have an hour to play. That's the new restriction that we've added. Just an hour to get through this stuff because this game monopolizes a lot of time and it's getting worse. It's getting worse with all the new modes that they introduce, which again are fun. But it would be nice if we had some instant completes or just things that made the game go by faster. But if you're new to the game, you may not care. Oh hey, it's Arse Goblin. I love the name Arse Goblin, I really do. He's been with us for a while in the junior clan. Um, so I'll keep hitting. We'll hit our 5. We'll do our 5 fights. I do want to get to do some re-gearing. The 1 hour restriction really is kind of a tough constraint when you're playing this game. This game wants you to stay in and play for like 4 hours. I think the first day that I got this game, I probably just played it all day. It's dangerous. I mean, you can just sink into this game and play it all day because they keep throwing new energy at you. Even the compensation gift we got at the start of this episode, notwithstanding, every time you level up, you get like a full tank of energy with every level, and the levels go really quickly up until at least level 30, which is cool if you're trying to do the if you're trying to get Jamarsa, and you either find a way to give yourself referral codes or you refer them to friends. Uh, you only really need to wait for your friends to get it to level 30, which can happen in your first day. You can be very quick about it. Um, what level are we at now? Are we even to level 30 yet? Because if we're not at level 30 by day 4, then it's kind of suspect that I'm claiming this. But I think you really can reach level 30 in your first day if you're willing to just um, if you're willing to just play all day. It's no problem. But I don't want to play all day. I have other stuff to do. Maybe I should have saved that for a little. But beat the campaign bosses. I'm being very scattered. I'm going to take a breath. We're going to go to the champions, and we're going to do the gearing thing that I promised. At least that I promised myself. So here we're going to get the new lifesteal helmet up to 8 at least, and see where the stats land. When we have enough lifesteal gear to go around, I'd like to put lifesteal gear on Shield Guard also. So if we could get Shield Guard to max crit rate, and Kale to at least 85% crit rate, we're going to have a couple of nukers that we can rely on for everywhere. For now, I really like the way this works out, and this really is better on Kale, because this is actually a drop in defense, which is better for Shield Guard anyway, but we'll put this on Kale. So Kale has, let's look at his total stats now. Crit rate 74, that's pretty good. Crit damage 55, that's pretty terrible, honestly. This is maybe 5% crit damage coming off something, because I think your base is 50. Yeah, it's right here. So we're not really relying that much on crit damage stuff yet. So he's not much of a nuker yet, but we're going to get there. We got jewelry. When did this happen? Where did all this come from? I think we fought Spider exactly once. Maybe we just got some login bonuses or something? I hate not knowing. I'm sitting here, maybe some of you at home know. Where did all this gear come from? I'd swear I didn't have this jewelry yesterday. And we ran Spider exactly once. So we have a ring. We might as well put it on Kale. Actually, I can think of another place that drops rings. You do sometimes get them from campaign bosses. But usually they're like 1-star rings. 1-star amulets. They're truly terrible pieces of gear, but they're still better than nothing. So if you exclusively run campaign, you will eventually get some really crappy rings and amulets and banners. But this improves HP and defense, which is better than nothing. And we have Sacred Order, High Elves, Demon Spawn. Mainly we're using Sun Wukong. He doesn't have one. There's nothing for Barbarians either. She's Sacred Order. She's not 4-starred though, so never mind. So let's where do we want to go? Well, when in doubt, let's consult the notes. So, yeah, this is why it's good to have notes. So, this is where we are. Part 7, push missions, challenges. Let's do that. We have commons to rank up. So, upgrade 6 champions to rank 2. I think a number of, yeah, we've already got 6. Let's just rank them up. There's one. We're probably gonna have to summon some more, eh? We definitely want to summon some more. I don't want to overwrite those. Let's just pay for the new storage space again. It's fine. So we'll take 10 new ones. And we've completed this. Clear stage 1 or higher of the Arcane Keep. That shouldn't be true, Bob. Looking forward to your vids, Gavin. Wow. Well, thank you kindly. So, I'm So easily distracted. Anybody else have like ADHD brain where you're doing something and literally just somebody starts talking to you and you just lose your place? We're going to the challenges. We want to rank these guys up. This is why I take notes, people. I I got problems. So we're gonna do this. Get these ranks up. And it's kind of a mind-numbingly boring process. Come to think of it, I really like these guys. I don't want to eliminate all of them, so I'm gonna keep some of them on hand, just cause we have them. They might be good for Fire Knight. So let's claim this. Upgrade 3 common champions to level 20. So we could do that easily by going back to the campaign or anywhere. You know what? How many potions do we have? We got red ones, so we could upgrade level with some 2-star reds. Like, no, they got to be commons though. So we got her, for example. I could just use one. I'm fine with this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to upgrade her rank with one of these guys. We'll upgrade the level again. It only takes 5, so we should really have enough to do this. We can get rid of some of these extra barbarians. We just do not need that many of them. Do we have any other red commons? We kind of don't. Do we have any in the market? Yes, if we're willing to spend down to here. I want to keep those gems. It's tricky. It's really tricky to try to figure out what I'm also playing the game in 2 places, so this is going to help. It's clan versus clan. I'm trying to play my main account on my phone while I'm trying to make a video. I'm sorry about that, people. I'm shutting the phone off for the rest of the hour. It's just going to be you and me and this game and my tea. And this zen state of mind I'm going to put myself in. So, we're going to need more red commons, force commons. So here, let's get rid of just one more. Let's put a blue in there, upgrade rank. Just eat this guy. I already have 1 extra. That's cool. We'll take 10 more. And I'm just hoping we get enough force commons. We got none. But you know what? This is not necessarily a bad thing, because the name of the game... Oh my goodness, Plarium. Enough of the pop-ups. We could even just eat them. He still needs a lot of XP. We could just jam in some of these guys here. Just jam some of them in. Just eat them. And this guy at 9, Death Knight, here. Have another Death Knight. Have this guy, and this guy. And we still got an extra 3, eh? Can we upgrade a 20? Yes. So let's get rid. We're going to focus on the not common ones, because the game seems to want us to be leveling all the way from common all the way up to let's just eat him. It's fine. So we'll pull 10 more. Why did they have to be force again? Am I losing my mind here? I think they had to be force just because I wanted to use force potions. I think I'm making this even harder for myself. So we go back to the challenges. So we've got upgrade 3 champions that are common to level 20. So that's one that we leveled. Here's a second one. She's Force. We just use 5 brews. And then say these two. And I mean, I could use blue champions as well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Gavin. We could use Ultimate Death Knight. And I'm calling him Ultimate Death Knight. This is regular Death Knight. We're going to level up a regular Death Knight. I hate using the last of my blue brews. But let's do it. So we'll take these. We've completed some more of the challenge things. We really want to get to the point where we can prioritize getting Kale to 5 and actually complete a challenge for it. So we need to upgrade a rare to 30, which is that going to be super easy for us to do? Would have been easier. You know what? You know what? Hey, look at that. There's a rare. We got him to level 30. And we used the brews we don't need for anybody else because he's void. So thank you, veteran. Thank you for your service. To upgrade a rare champion to rank 4. I'd like to prioritize her. Let's just make sure we don't need the commons for anything else. I don't think we do. Just win a campaign battle using 4 champions of level 30 or higher. And ascend. We just need to ascend a rare. I don't think... oh, we can. Look at that. We ascend Kale to level 1. We got another one. So we just got to do the upgrade to rank 4, which we can do. So let's do her. I think she's gonna be the most useful to us. I'm gonna take these ones. I said that there was something to be said for using her as maybe a crowd controller or a damage dealer, but you know what? We don't have the mental capacity to do that. We're already making enough champions. I think I calculated it out, and I found that Shield Guard does better damage than any of the AoEs of any rank equal to his or below. Even though his A1 is not an AoE, his A2 comes about really frequently if you build him right. So he has the best damage. We're already building him. We're going to stay on track and keep building Shield Guard. Plus his passives are great. So, win a campaign battle with 4 that are level 30 or higher. This should not be a huge problem. We can even move on to hard since we unlocked it. Let's see if we can beat the first stage. And we'll just bring 4 champions that are level 30 or above. And I'd really like to use Shield Guard as well. So let's just get his level up to 30. Which will take us 3 brews. And that's it. That's all we need. So battle, campaign, Hierarch Castle. Maybe we'll even try to push campaign a little, but for now we're going to go Kale, Shield Guard Sun Wukong, and I just upgraded her and I realize she's the one I wanted to use, but he's level 30, so let's just start with him. Then we will complete that ridiculous requirement. And we can go back to playing the game in a semi non-insane way. But it's interesting. You look at these missions and challenges that they give you, and some of them it's almost like they're trying to train you to play the game wrong. Some of them, which we haven't even got to yet, are like deck out an attack champion with all attack gear with attack percent, which sounds like it should be congruent. It sounds like that should work and be a totally busted OP attack champion, but it turns out that attack percent on gear, aside from the chest piece, it actually doesn't make sense. Like on your gauntlets, you probably would prefer crit damage or crit rate, depending on what you're missing. And for the boots, you usually want speed, but if you are fast enough, then attack percent is pretty good on boots. So, summon a rare spirit champion, rare magic, rare force. Ascend a champion to level 3. And upgrade a champion to level 4. We still don't even have the one of upgrading a champion to level 50 yet. So we've already upgraded one of our champions to level 40. So which one are we doing? We can also get the artifact ones, but again, I want to leave that off. So they're the summons. I'm not sure we can really promise that we can summon that stuff terribly soon. So why don't we just get back into an area that we can push. So let's do the dailies while we're here. We have to use 50 energy. We want to purchase an item from the market anyway. Is there anything worth purchasing here? Sure, let's get this 2-star unit. He's as cheap as they come. So we'll get him. We will beat a campaign boss 3 times. So let's push campaign. See if we can get through it. So also give me an opportunity to put this on a kind of a passive leveling while I consult my notes again and try to figure out what our next move is. We are going to want a good plan for farming at the end of the day. I'd like to be able to farm hard rather than normal, just because you get better silver, you get better experience. It does cost more energy though, so it's not even necessarily that much more efficient, but it's a little more efficient, so it would be worth doing. And then I'm looking back at number 3. We could be trying to 2-man as well, because if we could successfully 2-man through this more difficult version of campaign, there are more rewards we could be collecting. But then we can't really build any champions if we're busy doing the 2-man thing. We can kind of build champions, but it's slow. So this is going to be a slow-moving game. Any of you at home who happen to be playing along, you're probably further ahead than I am, because you're not limiting yourself to an hour. But I think somehow this game is more enjoyable if you do have that time limit. Also, I think it's probably better for your health to just limit the playing of this game to an hour, particularly given its repetitive nature. You kind of get lost in it, and you enter this zone where you're just kind of looking at these little champions that are just hitting one another nonstop. But I do want to get on top of finding either Diabolist or War Maiden. I didn't mention this at the start of the video because I had to close the program. So we didn't have the sheet from the farming, but we did not get lucky. We did not get War Maiden. We did not get any duplicates of Shield Guard even that I know of. We got lots of the other barbarians. I think we even got the legendary barbarian. Not legendary. Okay, what just happened there? Go to area. Why did it stop me? I must have clicked on the wrong thing. Obviously, I'm having a bad influence on people. I am sorry about this. My condolences. It is a huge time sink. Although you know, it is fun. So let's keep pushing through the first area. Maybe we can even reach Durham, or maybe we'll just get lucky. Maybe we'll pick up a I'm pointing at the screen, but yeah, you're seeing a different perspective. Uh, Valerie is another really awesome champion. This one right here. If we get lucky, she'll drop, and we could probably settle for her instead of Spirit Host, because she also has the increased attack. It's the weak version, but she also has other great things about her. Like she can extend your buffs, and that's really kind of amazing, particularly for a rare. There are only two rares in the game that do it, and she's the only campaign farmable rare that can do it. So I like this though. We're pushing through very quickly. So maybe we can get lucky and get a Valerie. Maybe we can get lucky and get the other guy, Conqueror, because we do want somebody that can kind of conk out Sun Wukong. That's why he's called Conqueror. He conks out the Wukong. They somehow knew about this years in advance before they invented Sun Wukong in this game. This is a true story that I totally didn't just make up to fill time. You believe me, right? And it's funny that people say that, like, we look forward to your vids. I'm so full of shit, guys. Um, and oh, this is interesting. I guess it keeps track of who we used the last time. So last time we two-manned. Why don't we try to two-man? Maybe we'll get better rewards. We also need to uh, we need to get more brews. I wish there were a better way to get brews early in this game. I feel like we should get more brews at this juncture and more chickens. Even without playing through this game again, this is what I was saying when just looking back on my experience first time playing this game. It takes forever to make a 6-star. It takes forever for me to do it now on my endgame account. It's still a production for me to invest in a champion enough that I'm getting him or her 6-star, fully ascended. You got to have all the potions for that. Fully booked. If he's legendary, forget it. I'm probably not booking him. If he's legendary, I'm probably booking him to an exact point or maybe just not at all. If he's epic, I'm probably booking him, but then again, if you're endgame, you're probably not even building epics anymore. Unless you're like me. I do have a couple of rares and epics that I still have on my long laundry list of champions that I just kind of want because I've wanted them for a while. Like Kale, for instance. He's going to be the first 6-star on this account. I did not 6-star Kale on my main account. And I will probably never 6-star Kale on my main account because I have Cold Heart. So if I need like a 6-star fully decked out rare, I've already got Cold Heart. Why would I bother with Kale? Kale is a pleb. He's not even the best starter. He is the best to start with, of course. I mean, like I wrote this in the notes up top. You're like, Gavin, what are you talking about? I thought you said he was the best starter. He is the best to start with. I do not think he is the best starter. I think the best starter is Elhain. But maybe I have a bias, a very clear bias, because I did start with Elhain, and I do believe in her. I 6-starred her. I still use her in a lot of challenge rooms. She was on my main Faction Wars team for a fair bit of time. I think currently I'm using Eris instead in my Faction Wars team, just because I prefer the support role for rares if possible, if I don't need the crowd control. Um, but there is something to be said for Ethel as well. Oh, I guess getting Sun Wukong there counts. So cool. Summon a rare, Spirit, Magic, and Force. We're probably going to need a couple of Ancient Shards to get there quickly. Ascend a champion to level 3. We can see about that now. And upgrade a rare skill again. So that's pretty easy. We'll go back to Kale. And for now, we'll just give him one more book. I suppose we could use more books to get him at least some more damage or more of his cooldowns, but part of why I'm holding back on that is I just want to make sure we max out Kayle at the right time. So for now, we'll just do one book at a time. We'll look at the challenges again. This is complete. So we need to acquire those. Oh yes, the Ascension. So we need more blue potions. So we can head back to the Magic Keep to do that. That's probably a fairly worthy use of our time. And I think we failed at stage 7 last time. Maybe I'll just coast on stage 6. Let's do it once. And I want to check the time. So we've been playing half an hour. So we could try pushing this dungeon a little farther too. Once you can complete level 20 of all the potion dungeons, the potion rewards get much, much better. It doesn't drop the crappiest version of the potion anymore, but we actually need the crappiest potions right now, so I don't mind so much when it drops the crappy versions. We want a Bolo for Armiger. He's really going to be a handy boss killer. And a boss controller. I really like the turn meter control he brings. So for now, this team is looking like it's going to take about a minute, but at least she's not walling us out with her shield. And that's what happened on the other one. I guess part of the problem is I'm still relying heavily on Spirit Champions. So I'd really love to get my hands on that War Maiden. But I don't mean that in a pervy way. Or do I? I don't know. But if we can bag us a War Maiden, we'll have more variety here. We could also lean heavily into Veteran. Veteran is a champion I haven't considered. I'm gonna hold off on maybe putting any more work into Veteran because I'm still not sure if he's simply going to be a chicken or if he's going to be somebody that we need. But as far as Void Rares go, he's nowhere near the worst of them. He's just one that often gets overlooked, and he's kind of awkward to build because his stuff scales off attack and defense. But maybe that makes him easier to build. Because Fellhound, for instance, is one of my favorite champions, and he also scales off both. And he's an incredible campaign farmer. So, let's go back and see if we can ascend. We still have to ascend to 3, come to think of it. Which we are missing 1 potion. We can even just go to the potion mixer. No, we can't. We can't even make a single one. So let's head back. Head back to the dungeons. It's so sad. We're on like our bottom dollar of potions here. So you gotta hand it to Plarium. They really did a good job of giving us all kinds of hoops to jump through at the beginning. Hoops that you can forget about later when you have an endgame account, until you have to deal with the new hoops they come up with for us endgame players. But there's hoops all the way through. And right now we're not even aware. I haven't even attempted. I don't even think we can attempt the oil dungeons. Those probably don't even open up until something like level 50. But that's one more way to upgrade gear, but that's really not a big deal at this point. Honestly, using oil on the gear that we've got already would probably just be a waste. It's probably a waste to use oil on anything that isn't a 6-star item, or at least a 5. But even 5s on my endgame account, I don't use oil on the 5s. I probably shouldn't even be keeping the 5s. My main man, Mr. Burrito Slayer, he doesn't keep 5s. And his inventory is under control, and mine isn't. So that's one place where I should be following your lead, Mr. B. So we got 2 more of these. I suppose that's technically enough. Anyway, we completed this by accident. I actually remember seeing that earlier. So upgrade a rare attack type champion skill with a tome. Hey, guess what? This this is exactly why we want to keep these tomes. So upgrade skills. We can do yet another tome. And we complete a mission. Get a referral link. Actually, this is going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Get. So we've copied it. We're not going to refer this to anybody unless anybody wants to be, um, unless anybody wants to actually be a referral account from this account. But I don't seriously expect anyone to do that, so I'm probably not going to post it. Or I could, who knows? If I end up with like a couple hundred or a couple thousand subscribers, maybe that's enough. I'm going to declare this right now. I don't actually have a subscriber goal or anything like that. I don't plan on joining the content creator program. I'm creating the content I want to create. I don't want other people dictating to me what content I create. I don't want to have to give people updates on whatever's on Plarium's agenda. So I'm just doing my own thing. So fight in the classic arena. Perfect, because we got to do this anyway. So let's go. I'm really looking forward to having a good speed lead, though. So at the end of today, which is fast approaching, we got about 25 minutes left. I'm going to need to make another decision of whether to go after War Maiden again or try for Diabolist again. I think maybe Diabolist isn't even necessary, because it's really a game of chicken with speed. Sometimes you're faster, sometimes you're slower, but you'll also have faster teams in the higher order of the arena. And really, whatever your speed is, that's probably going to end up being your bottleneck as long as you're using a go first team. And I'm not entirely sure how to build a team that isn't go first without building a Hydra team. And Hydra is nuts. I don't even think Hydra's available to this account yet. And I'm not looking forward to having to build a Hydra team because, I mean, if you build one Hydra team, you kind of need 3. Unlock a mastery. Okay. So that means we kind of have to do Minotaur, even though I don't exactly want to. I mean, we're going to buy them for Kale. So I tell you what. Let's go ahead. Oh, actually, you know what? When we get this quest, not the quest, when we get this challenge, no, it's a mission. Challenges, missions, quests. They're synonyms for the same thing. It gets confusing, but it occurs to me, like this is lit up. I think they actually gave us enough scrolls to do it on a champion. So Sun Wukong can actually have an extra 5% crit rate. So that was nice of you, Plarium. Thank you. They just gave it to us. We don't even have to do Minotaur. Clear stage 1 or higher of the Minotaur's Labyrinth 2 times. I mean, we might as well do that. We could go back to the challenges quickly and see what else we've got. Win 3 weapons from... You know what? I wanted to do this, though. So ascend to level 3 of Ascension. Maybe I should start giving myself homework and doing this in the off time. But again, that kind of defeats the purpose. I want to be able to see what I can do in a single hour. So win a campaign battle using 440s. Okay. So we need the Ascension on him. We could just bite the bullet and do it. I'm just going to mix one. And I'm going to ascend him so that it's done. So it's one less thing we have to worry about. We still need to pull a rare from each category, and then we just need 440s to complete campaign. So let's get back to campaign. So we're at the sewers of Arnok. For the 440s, this guy can definitely become one of our 40s. She can become one of our 40s. So maybe we'll power level when we get there. Maybe I'll even just go with a 4-man team for now. It means we have to try to 2-man again later. But I would rather be building up the account better now, and we're kind of losing experience off Kale as long as he's not leveling. And even Sun Wukong is rapidly approaching the point where he's not leveling anymore, because he's going to cap out at 50, Kale's going to cap out at 40, so we really want to get Kale that 5 stars of Ascension. So we'll just keep pushing. We can also, you know what? I'm also thinking that the best way to reliably get those rares, it's ancient shards, right? So what are the sources of ancient shards? You can get them from the bazaar in Tag Team Arena. Not a great way to do that early in the game because I think they cost 1,200 gold bars, and it might take all week just to get that. Also, I don't even know if that mode is open yet. We also have Clan Boss. It's day 4. That's 3 days in a row that I've forgotten to try to tackle Clan Boss, which is pretty embarrassing. I did add that to the notes up top. That's a tentative set of goals. I'm thinking try to have a brutal team by the end of the first month. And by a brutal team, I mean you don't have to 1-key brutal, even if it takes you all 4 keys to get the max chest from brutal. That's good enough. And that's when you're going to start to see good rewards from Clan Boss. And by the, what did I say, the 6-month mark? I just said end. So by 3 months, I want to see if I've got a team that can hold its own against Nightmare Clan Boss enough that we could get a score of, I mean, you got to reach 40 million, right? So 10 million per key, which is still awkward if we're only playing for 1 hour, because it means I'd have to come back at some other point in the day to do the other 2 keys. So brutal might be it. So let's bring our friends, you two. You're going to be part of the party. You know, I know I keep going back and forth. I'm sorry about this, people, but I'm seeing an opportunity to 2-man and never have to come back. Because it's not like we're going to be farming every single one of these stages. There are going to be only a handful of stages that are worth farming. If we can get to the Palace of Arabia in this run, and let's see how we're doing. We're at about 43 minutes. If we can get to Palace of Arabia, that might be a good place to stop and farm. Even if we're in Durham Forest, that might not be a bad place to farm just to try to pick up a Spirit Host. But if we could get to 6-6, then we could try to farm a couple of speed boots, which will dramatically speed up the party. And I suppose they don't need to be speed boots. We could also go for speed lifesteal boots, given that I want to put lifesteal on at least Kale and shield guard. So we could go with speed lifesteal. But the good thing about speed boots is you always know if you're trying to increase speed anyway, speed is always going to be the appropriate set. Which is why I'd kind of like to farm boots from Palace of Arabia 6-6. But we'll see if that's where the game takes us. So far, this 2-man experience seems to be a little bit easier than it did toward the end of the normal difficulty. And I'm not sure why we're having an easier time. Maybe it's because Kale's level's a little higher. Maybe it's his gear's a little bit better. Start. I think I'm accidentally clicking on multi-battle. Even though it looks like my cursor was here, but I don't know. So we want to hit the clan boss. We also want to get to 6/6. Don't know. I'm gonna keep hitting. I'm gonna keep hitting campaign, but don't let me forget. I say I'm the only one here. If I forget, it's already gonna be too late by the time I finish this video. Um, I definitely want to have enough time to just look at a clan boss run with just what we've got. The very earliest level of clan boss, that's what we should do. If we can clear 1,000,000 damage in clan boss, that would be pretty good. It's probably going to be these 5. It's probably going to be a shit show. And this is part of why you want Kael's Masteries, because if you get those, or the Masteries on your starter, or any champion, particularly if you go down the tier 6 attack tree, and you get to War Master, that accounts for the vast majority of the damage. But Kael also brings the poisons. So maybe it's only about half the damage that somebody like Kael might be bringing. Also, by this point, I think this is the 3rd boss we had to take out. So that means we've at least cleared the dailies. And I do like to always clear the dailies so that you can slowly but steadily work your way towards that free ancient shard that you get on the 5th day and every 5 days. So that's going to be important, particularly on an early game account. I still do that on my end game account, despite the fact that it's really unnecessary. I keep wanting to scale back my playing to the point where I just come in, maybe do clan boss, maybe just put Doom Tower on auto. Maybe that's about it. So that cleared the quest. More gems. We've got 50 gems. Here we are at glacial speed. We can do this one more day. We can actually get an ancient. So that's not too shabby. And very, very slowly working towards these rewards. Let's try the clan boss. This is the name of the game. And I mean the bonus is if we can hit any threshold at all. So even 286, we theoretically could get something good. We could get an ancient shard. If we get the warrior chests, if we can somehow do more than 1.15 million, we can get better stuff. And it's double because this clan is being very good about hitting easy. By Ultra Nightmare, there's no one. Whoops. Even my alt account hasn't hit this. Let's get in here. This will be our first ever clan boss team. What's his aura do? Speed in dungeons? No, not really going to help us. So we'll take the HP, and we'll take these guys. And that's it. We could even take the increased attack that this guy brings, come to think of it. I mean, that helps Kael. It doesn't really help the others. Let's go for the HP. We might last a little bit longer, and I'm just going to go on auto. Although if I were to manual it, I'd probably want to favor Kael's A3. Looks like the AI knows that, though, and went straight for Kael's A3. Probably the best move, because you get 4 chances at the big poison. So let's see if we can meet the minimum threshold. We've got 2 keys to burn. We could use both. So we've already lost our level 30. That's somehow not surprising. Oof. My tea is as cold as Eskimo blood. It's not worth drinking. If I'm going to drink something cold, it's just going to be water. So I've already forgotten. What was the threshold? We're rapidly approaching the 200k here. But I bet we could very quickly get a team that could do over 1 million if we could just max out Kale. And then maybe Sun Wukong. He'll probably be second. Shield Guard, I don't know. We may keep him, we may not. I'm a huge fan of Shield Guard, and I'd really like to keep him. But also, this is something that I hadn't considered. Not that it matters. It wouldn't have changed who I'd put in the team one iota. But when it's Force, Spirit has kind of an advantage. So 241k is pretty good, really. No, that's not even the minimum. So we definitely want to hit this at least one more time to at least qualify for a chest, which we can collect tomorrow. It'll be our first clan boss chest. How exciting. And how are we doing on time? We got 9 minutes left. So we could probably even quit out early if we're sure we've hit the clan boss for enough damage. But you know what? Let's see how much damage we can do with 2 keys. Because we will get the minimum chest, but maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get a little bit higher. Get slightly better stuff. So at this point, I really don't think there's enough time to push campaign to the next place where I'd like to farm. So I think I'm just going to leave it running on the Barbarian area again, the Badlands. We'll go to the Badlands, hope for a War Maiden this time, or at least more Shield Guard. Maybe that's one argument for not just turning Shield Guard into food. I mean, we're booking him once we get enough books into him. He might even be a little bit better than Kale. I don't know. I've tried before to make a maxed out Shield Guard for a campaign farmer, and I found he still kind of gets outperformed by Kale. All right, so we're not one keying. Like even one key is not enough, but with the 2 keys, we get the novice. It's novice chest, novice chest. Why is this listed twice? This is the same. Why didn't you just have a novice chest 286 to 761? It's the same chest. Plarium, what are you doing? Have you been drinking? So what do we need? We can go back to the challenges. Hey, we mixed a potion. I hadn't even noticed that. So dungeons are also important. We could be paying more attention to these. Prevent Hellraiser from using his Scorch skill. Got to do a lot of damage to really be able to do that. So we've still got 4 of these left, kind of barring our path. Win campaign with... yeah, that's not going to happen today. So, quickly looking at our time, we got maybe 6.5 minutes. Could look at the passes. Anything else we need to do? We just claim this stuff. It's good. What else do we need from here? This stuff, good. Let's just claim it. And I think really we should just push campaign. I think that's the most important thing. We can even get the XP doubler for 3 more days. So as long as we play every day, and this is something really great. My main account, for instance, has, I don't know if I've amassed more than a year worth of XP doublers yet, but by a certain point, if you're playing every day and you're doing enough stuff every day, you don't ever have to worry about getting the XP boost. You will have enough. On my main account, I don't even let it sit in the inbox anymore. Hey, it's Satyr. Hello, Satyr. I don't even let it sit in the inbox anymore because I have more than 99 days queued up already. So whatever I take out of the inbox, it just goes on the end of the 99 days. So that was also good of Plarium to do it that way, so that you basically could just queue stuff up for a year, maybe more. I think the exact number on my account is somewhere in the neighborhood of 17 weeks, which is still greater than 99 days. So let's see. We got Satyr. Do we get really lucky here and pull a Spirit Host? Because that's what I would like. RNGesus. Actually, RNGesus, save the luck for War Maiden. We will eventually get a War Maiden. It's just a question of time. And because of the extra farming resources that we got for the compensation gift, we can use all of that today. I think it's actually just as efficient to use that on these early ones, on normal difficulty, I mean, because you at least get more chances, but I think you get higher chances of getting champions at the higher order of difficulty level. If anybody out there actually knows whether this is true or not, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I believe you have a higher chance. And I believe that that chance of scoring the champions you're looking for is kind of proportionate to the energy, so that it still doesn't exactly matter which difficulty level you're doing, but it sort of does matter because the higher the difficulty level, the more silver you're getting, the better the gear you're getting. So it is still probably more efficient to do a higher difficulty level of the campaign if you can, but you also have to consider you then have the monthly mission where you have to run campaign 500 times, and this is a forever mission. So not a mission, it's a quest, right? We got to remember the daily quests, weekly quests, monthly quests. The monthly quest is to complete a campaign stage 500 times, which is a lot. And it can really sneak up on you because you can get to the end of the month and then look at that and you've only done about 150 of them, because really that's how many of them would be done if you only needed to add up the dailies, because the daily quest tells you to either beat a boss 3 times or just beat a level 7 times. And I'd say you get them about 50-50, so it averages out to about five campaign stages per day across 30 days. And that adds up to 150, not 500. Plarium? Who taught you math? So, this is the boss of this area. We have 2 minutes left. So I'm going to just queue up. I'm just going to queue up the Badlands again. Maybe I'll even check on the food situation. Hopefully we can get through the stage in less than 2 minutes. Greybeard really is a fantastic rare champion. So if this stage dropped us a Greybeard, I wouldn't be complaining. I'd probably be using it. In fact, he's another rare champion that's well worth building. Well worth it. Maybe one of the best rares in the Skinwalker faction. Maybe alongside, say, Tolog and So come on, guys, you can do it. This is going to be a tight fight. Come on, Kale, you can do it. Oh no. Well, that clinches it. We're definitely going to do campaigns. So let's quickly grab this stuff. That can wait till tomorrow. Yeah, an extra key. We didn't get to that stuff. That's too bad. We're not gonna. We have an eternity to do more arena. So we're level 25. That's where we are. Because I asked earlier, like, how long does it take to get to level 30 in this game? And really, if you play all day for one day, you can get to 30. What's this? This is day 4. We've been playing for 1 hour, so. And we did 2 hours on the first day, so 6 hours so far. So I don't know, maybe 7 hours, 8 hours. I guess we'll see when we reach level 30. That will answer that question. For now, let's go back to campaign. We're going to go to normal. I think I'm already over time here, but I've stopped playing for now. Now we're just talking, How you doing? Like what's up, everybody? We'll go to the Deadlands. We'll queue up stage 3-3. We could even do stage 6 just to try to get some boots with a speed substat. That's a consideration. It's a little worse on silver, but we might get some speedish boots. They're just going to be 3-star boots. So you know what? Who cares? Who cares? Let's level these guys. We'll even just try to passively level these 3. And anytime they happen to get replaced is probably fine. Kale can probably solo at this point. I have faith in you, Kale. So for the multi-battles, let's edit the queue. And we'll just line up a whole bunch of them. As many as will go in. It doesn't matter who. We can go all the way up to 18, 20. We'll go up to 20. This isn't going to happen, but who cares? Start the multi-battle. That's it for the show today. Thank you for stopping by. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves.